Hey everyone, thank you for having me here today. So as mentioned, I'm going to speak about why product or product departments should own at least partly your customer business objective. Just a little bit about myself. So I started my tech journey in the customer success domain, specifically in the customer success operations and revenue operations domain. I work with customer facing teams to make them more efficient and more organized. In the past 5 years, I'm the VP of Product and Strategy at EverAfter. In my personal life, I have a really, really cute cat that I'm sure that you're smiling when you see this picture, but unfortunately, I'm not able to see that. Uh, One slide about EverAfter. So we are a B2B customer interface platform, and we allow B2B organizations to productize a whole bunch of different customer programs to make sure that customers achieve their desired outcome with your solution. So um, let's start. And I would like to start with an analogy that I had when I saw the movie Inside Out. I don't know how many of you actually saw that, but Inside Out is a really, really great movie by Pixar uh, that takes us to what happens inside the main character's mind. And they have like a lot of different emotions, and each emotion has a different role. And I saw this movie a few months ago with my nephews. I promised them that I will do like a movie day with them, and I forgot, and then my sister reminded me. So we watched this movie, and when I saw that, it actually it sparked some ideas on how we could leverage some of the things that they show in this movie to what we do when we build really, really great products and workflows for our customer. So I'm big on AI, so I definitely leverage a lot of AI pictures inside my presentation. So I would like to first introduce you to Emma. And let's say that Emma is a made-up character, is a marketing operations manager at a 500 people company. She's a super top performer in her company. And now her manager would like to introduce her to a new technology that he wants her to implement. And let's say that this technology, it's a made-up company called Funnel Pro. And Funnel Pro helps marketing team solves a lot of their challenges. So because Funnel Pro is a platform, Emma realizes that the platform has a lot to offer, which makes it very difficult for her to start. So when she starts, I'm sure that you're all familiar. She potentially got an email with a lot of different resources that she should leverage, she should read, she should watch. She got this automated email. Welcome to Funnel Pro. Here are your 20 different resources. And it was a bit overwhelming for her. And the struggle is real, because how you could even start when you have so many things to do on your plate? How could you know what would be the best path for you to succeed? So she tried to speak with someone. She opened a support chat, and she got a reply from a CSM, customer success manager, that was able to meet her only 5 days later. And with that, Emma was a bit stuck. We're going to fix the situation that Emma witnessed after towards the end of this slide. But I'm sure that many of you that got introduced to new technology might experience the same sense of being a bit overwhelmed. And as I mentioned, I come from a customer success background. I did the transition to product, and I'm building products in order to solve a lot of the customer success challenges. And I don't know if you're familiar, but customer success is one of the most growing departments in the last decade. And you could see that in number of new positions in this area, and the part of customer success from all of your company's headcount. So while this is a fact, I do want to zoom in and maybe understand why the demand for customer success is high. And based on what I know, this is the number one reason that customers need customer success manager. And I'm going to connect it to product in a moment, because it starts actually with our products. The products that we built became more complex. We no longer offer point solution. We have platforms. It's no longer one size fit all. We try to serve different personas across different industries. And therefore, we have different goals to solve for. We have different integrations. We have different workflows. We build much more flexible platforms, which means that we have much more configurations that our audience need to learn. And that creates a challenge. And not only it creates a challenge, our customers, and I don't know how many of you could agree, also became more complicated because now they have more stakeholders that they need to prove value with the product that they chose. They have a lot of legacy systems that they need to integrate with the new tech that they just purchased. They already have their own workflows. Now they have a lot of regulations that they need to follow, GDPR, security permissions, and a lot of different challenges that they need, which makes every implementation and any work with an existing or with a new platform a bit more challenging. And when we combine the complexity that we build when we build our sophisticated products with the complexity by nature of our customer organization, it's very difficult to succeed without doing anything in particular. And basically, in order for our customers to succeed, we need to come up with a personalization layer that will help to guide customers and create for each customer their own personalized path to success. And when we build this personalization layer, there's a lot of different factors that we need to take into consideration, from the products that our customer purchased to the roles of the people that we work with. Are they like a big customer? Is it a small customer? Which tech stack they need to integrate? A lot of different parameters that basically means that every customer has a different path for success. And we, as an organization, and in a moment I will speak about our role in product for that, we really need to create this personalization layer for our customers. And throughout the years, the personalization layer that the industry came up with would be the customer success manager. Customer success manager is the ultimate personalization layer for your customers. Because if we zoom into the mind of a top CSM, to a top customer success manager, basically they create an algorithm with a lot of different signals that they know about their customer, because they know the customer the best. They know their goals, they know how they use the product, they know the industry, they know the segment, they know all of the changes with the stakeholders, they know the health score. So they have a lot of different signals that they capture throughout the work with their customers. And top CSM basically inject all of those variables and signals into like an algorithm. Obviously, it's not a real algorithm, but their mind acts as their algorithm. They try to cross-analyze all of those signals. They try to really understand what is urgent, what is impactful. And basically, it's a good or a great customer success manager will know how to curate for the customer, with all of the things that I just mentioned, what is the most valuable action that my customers need to take. And this is basically how they are able to drive success and to create this layer of personalization to the customer. So it could be that they will tell the customer, you need to use this feature, and this is how you need to watch this recording or this video, and this you should, they could build together with them a success plan. And to be honest, when the customer success manager, they provide the relevant and personalized guidance and recommendations to the customer, I would argue that in a different world or in a different mindset, that should be our role in product. Because our responsibility is to make sure that our customers have a really, really good path for success. So I called the title of my presentation was that why product should own your customer business objectives. So I want to give you some examples what happens when we don't own our customer outcomes. So in general, when we have large organizations that purchase our software, our platforms, our solution, they have specific outcomes that they expect to have with our platform. And as our platforms mature, we can assume what would be those outcomes. However, it started to be a reality that the person or the department that owns the customer outcomes would be the customer success, and I'm here to challenge it because I think that we have in our own product departments we have a lot to gain and a lot to lose if we don't think about how to own the customer outcomes. And let's start to talk about that. So first of all, when we don't own our customer outcomes, the feedback loop that is so valuable for us in order to make sure that we develop the right stuff breaks because we need to rely on other departments in order to provide us the feedback that we don't really hear firsthand, and we don't really witness the challenges that our customer success managers face when they try to work with customers towards right outcomes. And this leads that we might build the wrong things because we don't build things that would move the needle towards achieving customer outcomes. And when we optimize for adoption of specific features, when time spent in our app, we might forget that even if our customers have high usage, it doesn't mean that they will necessarily retain or stay with us. So there is a chance of higher churn rate when our customers don't meet their outcomes. And I think that this is a challenge that we should have, that we have to face, and we have to see how we can optimize and help the organization solve. Which leads that customer success and sales have to fill the gap for us because we build a super sophisticated platform that in order to use that, someone needs to really digest it and someone needs to create a path for our customers. So they fill the gap for us, which is not optimal because they have other priorities to focus on. And I think that this is something that it leads to that we become a service function and not a strategy function because we will rely on sales and we rely on customer success to tell us what our customers need so we will know what to develop. And I think that now, especially in 2025, with the rise of AI, we suddenly have a choice to become closer to really helping our customers to achieve their outcomes. So if until this point, in order to create this personalization layer, we relied on customer success managers. Now we have a real because now in today's world, in the new world, we have the ability to develop this personalization layer that will rely more on technology and less on our customer success managers. And if we do it properly, then this technology, and it's not a specific tool or it's not a specific platform, it's like the thinking behind that, leveraging technology to help us to curate the next best action to our customers to make them more autonomous so they could achieve their business desired outcomes. And for that, I would like to introduce you to a concept that is called the autonomous customer org. And the autonomous customer org is a concept that we came up with that basically when we are able to execute or to roll out this autonomous customer org, our customers and us and organizations have a lot to gain. So basically the autonomous customer org, which I believe we should own in the way that we build our product. Basically, it's a system that pushes customers towards never-ending progress. We think about elements and we design a system that will fit to each customer an adaptive path in-app inside our product that will guide them based on their input, based on the signals. And I'm not talking about tooltips or like in-app tours. I'm talking about an actual system that will be a part of our product that will listen to the customer, that will ask customers what they need in order to succeed, and will be able to focus the customer on the actions with the highest impact based on everything that we know about customers. This autonomous customer org system will speak to the customer in their own language. It will know how they like to learn, how they like to do stuff, and will adapt based on that. It will focus the customer on getting things done, because when our customers do more stuff, it gets them a bit closer to achieving their own business outcome. However, it will know to escalate to the relevant team members when needed. So in order to build, and I'm going to share like a framework on how I believe we can start building this autonomous customer org, and after that I'm going to show you 4 live examples on how you could build it tomorrow. But the engine that we need in order to create this autonomous customer org or this autonomous journey engine contains 4 parts. The first part would be the different inputs that we need to start gathering in order to make decisions. So I'm sure that many of you track a lot of different product usage. So basically, we need to create for each customer a data layer that takes into consideration a lot of different signals, product usage. We need to capture the customer goals in a way that would make sense. We need to identify a lot of um, uh, what is the customer lifecycle stage, who we work with, because 2 different personas under the same organization might have different goals, so we might need to help them become autonomous in a different way. Then, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of next best action, but the next best action is a super, super critical part in order to create customers, to make customers more autonomous. This is the big brain of the engine. It's a decision layer that takes all of the inputs and calculates for each customer what is the single step that they need to do in order to maximize their ability to maximize their desired outcomes. We borrow this model from marketing and from sales. There's a lot of studies that says that when marketing people incorporate next best action as a part of their cart on the e-commerce website, so it increases the cart, and a lot of really, really good things that marketing team can benefit from. So we can actually borrow that uh, when we build and design products and incorporate as a part of our product this next best action mechanism that will identify what the customer needs to do in a very autonomous way. Then we also need to focus on how we surface this next best action to the customer. So we need to tell them what to do, why they need to do that, because when we give them a good reason, it increases the chances of them to actually do that. We also need to give them clear instructions, embedded instructions on how to do that. And we also need to surface the action in a designated interface. So if you will have even like inside your product, like an area for next best action that customers can always go back and see what is the most relevant recommendations for them and how we actually push them towards done. The last part would be a feedback loop where the actual system learns from failures, learn from success of this particular customer and for other customers with similar next best action. Basically, we need to learn what went well, which actions got the most completion, and all of that. So I'm going back to Emma, and I would like to rewrite Emma's story. And as a reminder, Emma just got introduced to Funnel Pro. But inside Funnel Pro, and because the Funnel Pro product team really wants to make Emma autonomous, so they created those type of creatures inside Funnel Pro. And the purpose of the creatures would be to analyze anything that Emma needs. They will incorporate and they will learn what Emma needs, what are her challenges, what she needs to focus on. They will blend it all together. And every time they will extract a single next best action for Emma. When the next best action is ready, they will deliver it to her in a super engaging way. They will guide her until the action is done. And they always work on on calculating the next best action for Emma and they deliver this next best action in a very engaging way. So if you're here together with me until this point and you're curious on how to get started the journey to make our customers a bit more autonomous, I would like to offer you 4 different options, and then another asset that will help you if you would like to see like a full list of 15, I think, recommendations. So I think that the most important thing for me if you only need to choose one thing, would be to build an NBA or next best action mechanism. And luckily today with AI, you could actually build an AI agent that will read for each customer all of the relevant data points and will calculate the next best action for each customer. So we actually use our platform for that. So we have like an agent builder that we could generate specific next best action, or we could actually train different agents on what we want. And here it's pretty small, but I actually created a next best action agent. I pulled a lot of different data points on each customer, and every day this agent calculates based on a lot of different data what the customer needs to do. So it is able to curate for a customer the next best action, but also I chose, because I mean, I really like visuals, so I actually chose that every day the next best action will be presented as a pop-up to the customer, kind of like a recommendation of Netflix. So every day a new image will be generated with AI based on the agent that I've built. With that, our customers have a really, really clear way or a clear path of how they could actually progress in a meaningful way. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the concept of a success plan. Success plan, this is something that a lot of customer success managers do manually together with their customers, but we can actually build an autonomous success plan system. And I'm going to show you an example that Okta actually was able to implement for their thousands of non-managed customers. And their framework, and this is embedded as a part of the Okta experience, takes customer from on 4 different steps. The first step would be to collect customer goals based on what the product team knows that customers are mostly interested in solving with Okta. Based on that, and based on a lot of data of their customer setup and configurations and product configurations, they calculate for each customer a maturity score. Right after that, they curate a list of personalized recommendations that the customer should take in order to achieve their actual desired business objectives. So it knows what the customer did or didn't do, and it shows only the things that the customer didn't do and would help them to achieve their outcomes. And once customer marks 80% or takes 80% of the recommendation, they actually reveal advanced steps. And the process here, as I mentioned, is a process that could be manually by the customer success manager, but many of your customers and many of for Okta customers, they don't have a dedicated customer success manager. So with that, they are able to really build and push customers to the action in a very self-service approach. Another approach, and here I'm actually going to show you something live from our product. So this is, for example, our homepage of that our customers see. When they click this little EverAfter sign, they get here something that we've built for them and we embedded for each customer. We give them like a benchmark and a score on how they could leverage more capabilities from our platform. So for example, each customer could see what is their score, and this is interactive, what is their score under journeys, which is a module of us. They could click here. They see here a deeper level of benchmarking. And based on whatever is not green, they see clear recommendations of what they need to do in order to improve their score. And this is being calculated from our own product data on our customers on a daily basis. So every day we will calculate and we will show them what they need to do. And we actually invite them to collaborate with us. We bring them the resources. They are able to track the different use cases that they would like. And we saw that once we did that, it gives me, on every new feature that we roll out or any new model that we roll out, the ability to really push it and give some kind of like a score and guidance to our customers. The last thing that I will share would be that you could also ask customers in-app when is good for them to act, and you could actually create an agent that will take whenever they like to learn. So for example, my customers are free at Friday at 2 p.m. So every Friday, automatically I will block something on my customer calendar with the clear recommendations of what they need to do in this time slot. I know that this was a lot. I did create it here, and you could scan this QR, a guide on how to build an autonomous customer org. It has, I think, around 15 recommendations on how to get started. Uh, if you'd like to continue the conversation, find me on LinkedIn. I'm really happy to have conversations and help product departments start the journey. And I think that the most important for me to end my session with is that I know that it sounds like it's a customer success mission, but I really, really think that in order to be strategic and in order to uh, really help to build the right product, this is something that we should try to have more ownership on. So thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Shachar. Like I love the concept of personalization to recommendation, because you try your best to build a one platform fits all, and it can be very difficult depending on the needs of different customers.
Yeah, and I mean it's a good challenge, right? I mean, we build robust platforms, but now we need to really provide a clear path for each customer to navigate between this complex system.
Great. We have time probably for one, maybe two questions. So I'll jump in with the question that's kind of the bit that I found the most difficult when I've implemented systems like this, and it's gathering the data around the org. So we have that data, as you said, there's that wealth of data, but in my experience, it's often scattered around an organization. It's not in one nice little neat system that I can just extract it from. So
Yeah.
do you have any recommendations or advice for people who might be looking to start on this journey about how they can start pulling that data together?
So there is a behavioral data, but there is also like input that we can simply ask customers. So a lot of information actually would sit in your CRM. So what we did, we actually connected some of the fields that we have from the CRM, and we put it here in front of the customer. And then we ask the customer, hey, tell us, what are your goals? Who should we work on to achieve those goals? And by actually letting customers to provide this goal. So first of all, we are able to push it back to the CRM. So everyone in the organization could benefit from this data point. And we give the customer the ability to really tell us what's on their plate. So just asking the customer, and if it's a part of like a very engaging experience, like in-app, so they don't need to go anywhere else. So this would be a good way to start. If you have a system that could track, product, we use Full Story, for example, so we could actually track some of our product usage, and also we sync to our. We use BigQuery, but we actually surface there when customers activated specific integrations, how many programs they have with us. So I think that we can always start with something, even if it's not like super holistic, but start with something as customers and track that over time.
Brilliant. That's great advice. I love the mixing of qualitative and the quantitative kind of data there between your different systems. That actually brings us to time. So I just want to thank you once again, Shachar, for sharing, and I hope everyone out there enjoyed it as much as I did.
Thank you. Have a good one.